صندوق الأدب الآداب صندوق الآداب. صندوق is a box. Adab is manners. Al-mashwara. Mashwara means consulting others. Mashwara is a sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we just do what we think and we don't ask the mashwara and we don't consult others, then we won't have the full picture. And many a times people they make mistakes because they don't do mashwara. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to do mashwara and consult others before doing things. Allah also told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to do mashwara with the Sahaba, and there's a surah in the Quran called Surah Shura where the consultation and mashwara is mentioned. So someone who does mashwara will inshallah, Allah's help will be with them and they will be saved from making wrong decisions. And another thing is istikhara, asking khair and good from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Istikhara is not just for when people get married and for nikah, but istikhara we could do it for any and all important jobs. So when we're going to do something, we ask Allah for goodness and for khair. And a short istikhara dua is Allahumma khirli wa khtarli. Oh Allah, choose for me and choose the best for me, select for me. And there's the longer dua that you could learn, which is in the books of istikhara. Keeping ties of kinship. So the Arabic word for keeping ties of kinship is silatur rahimi. Silatur rahimi. So we should also always try our best to keep good ties. So al-aqrab fal-aqrab. So first comes the closest in blood relation to us, our parents, our children, our brothers, our sisters, our aunties, our uncles. So these are our close relations. Also there's a relationship of our teachers as well. Those who taught us, we should make dua for them. They taught us alif bata, they taught us amma, they taught us Quran, they taught us hadith, they taught us good Islamic manners. So they also have a right over us. And so with family members, we could send them food or bring them a gift or things like that. With our teachers, at least we could make dua for them. If you meet them, then say salam to them and always remember them in our duas. And this is a way of keeping good relations with those who taught us, and make dua for them that Allah forgive them for the mistakes they made, and may Allah forgive us for the mistakes we make. So istighfar, asking Allah's forgiveness, is also something very important. The Prophet ﷺ would ask Allah's forgiveness so many times during the day. So we recommended 100 times in the morning, 100 times in the evening. Say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Ask Allah's forgiveness. And we should think to ourselves that how many sins do I do? I've done so many sins. Oh Allah, please forgive me. Oh Allah, please forgive me. Oh Allah, please forgive me. We shouldn't think of ourselves as so pious and so pure, but we should consider ourselves as very sinful. And the pious people, they consider themselves more sinful than even the sinful people. This is their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that oh Allah, I'm drowning in mistakes, in errors. It's human to make mistakes and errors. And also, even though they keep away from the major sins, the minor sins, and they pray namaz, they pray Quran, they teach knowledge, but they consider themselves as nothing. And what are we in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We are very small, and we are, in front of Allah, we're nothing. Where we put our head down in sajda in front of Allah, and this teaches us that, our intellect and everything, we're nothing in front of you, Ya Allah. You're the King, you're the Master. You created us, you provide for us. So to be humble. And this humbleness we learn in namaz by putting our head in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bowing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ruku, sajda. And even when we stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we tie our hands like a slave in front of the king. So tawadu and humbleness we do for Allah, for Allah's pleasure, and because Allah teaches us in the Quran, and Prophet ﷺ teaches us in the Sunnah that we should be humble in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man tawada'a lillah rafa'ahu Allah. Whoever made himself low and small, and why? For the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah will elevate them.